Hey guys, it's Maddie from Let's Eat Plants, and today I'm gonna make oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. So this is my go-to chocolate chip cookie recipe. I have made it many times because I really like making cookies, and also it's just a really easy recipe. It's one that I found online that actually I veganized. I just found a basic oatmeal cookie recipe, and then I swapped out the eggs and the butter for a flax egg and vegan butter, and there you go, it's veganized. So that's what we're gonna make today. I thought it'd be a good recipe to make since it's the weekend, and also maybe you're stuck at home so you're doing a lot more baking. If you don't have all these ingredients, I will try and provide some substitutes for you. I haven't tried a lot of substitutes because I just go to the same recipe and make it the same way pretty much every time. But I have tried a couple substitutes, so I'll let you know about those as we go along. And with that, let's make some cookies. So the first two things you wanna do before you start making the cookies is preheat your oven to 350 and also make your flax egg. If you don't have flax, you can use chia to make a chia egg. I think it works pretty much the same. Or even I've used the Bob's Red Mill egg replacer. That's really good for baking. You can use that as an egg substitute, but today I'm going to use flax. Making a flax egg is actually really easy. You just need 1 tablespoon of flax powder and 3 tablespoons of water. And then you stir that and let it sit for about 5 minutes. And this will replace 1 egg in baking. Okay, now that we've made our flax egg, which is sitting right here, getting all gelatinous, we're going to cream together the butter and sugar. So I'm using a stand mixer because it's easier. I think you can also use a hand mixer or even like whip it by hand. Okay, so we need a 1/2 cup butter at room temperature. I have used this Basil vegan one before. I've used Earth Balance before. I've used Miyoko's before. They all work just pretty much the same. This one is the cheapest, and with the stores pretty empty last week, it was the only one I could find. So I just bought this one. If you have any other vegan butter at home, it should work pretty much the same. And we need 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I've used light brown sugar before, dark brown sugar before, a mixture of both. It doesn't really matter. And we're just gonna cream those together in our mixing bowl. So 1/2 cup butter, 3/4 cup brown sugar, lightly packed. And then into this mixture, we can add our flax egg, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. If you don't have cinnamon or vanilla, you should be fine without either of them. They're just like flavor boosters, so you could easily make it without them. But if you do have them, it will add a little bit extra deliciousness. Okay, now we have our butter, sugar, egg, vanilla, cinnamon, salt mixture, or basically the wet ingredients. And all we really need to add now is flour and oats. I'm using quick oats today. I've also used rolled oats. They both work really well, so use whatever you got. And then just an all-purpose basic white flour. 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And then we also need 1 cup of rolled oats or quick oats. And then we're just gonna add our mix-ins. These can be any of the following or none of the following, totally up to you and whatever you have on hand. But I pretty much always use vegan chocolate chips and walnuts. And then today I'm getting a little crazy and adding in some raisins because that tastes really good in there too. So we're doing the delicious trifecta of chocolate chip, walnut, raisin, and you want like 1 cup of these 3 combined, so about 1/3 cup each. But if you like one of the ingredients more than the other, like for me, chocolate chips, then you might wanna add a little more of that. That's okay. Okay, we want to put them on our baking sheet. Now you can use anything you want to cover your baking sheet. Silicone baking mats, which is what I always use. I love these. Or you can also use parchment paper, which is really handy. This is really good for high temperatures. I use this instead of my baking mat if I'm gonna be baking something at over 400 degrees. But since these cookies bake at 350, I'm just gonna use my reusable baking mats. Feel free to use whichever one you have, parchment paper, reusable baking mats, or just even some vegan butter to make sure they don't stick to your pan. The key here is just to make them into little round shapes and try and make them the same size if you can. So these are gonna bake for about 12 to 14 minutes, depending on if they're small or big. Also just depends if your oven runs hot. I told my friend to bake them for 14 minutes and his were way over baked because his oven runs really hot. So just keep an eye on them. Cookies and baking in general just seem to be a really good stress reliever for me. So I've been doing a lot of that lately, and I encourage you to make these at home if you enjoy baking as well and you're looking for an easy vegan oatmeal chocolate chip cookie recipe. If you did like this recipe and you want to see more vegan recipes, you can click this playlist right here, or you can check out this one for some whole food, plant-based, and a little bit more healthy recipes if that's more your thing. And also please feel free to subscribe. I'm making new videos every week. I'm bringing you vegan recipes and whole food, plant-based recipes for you to make at home. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.